Okay, last part of Unit 2. So we just need to talk about comparing and ordering percentages. So here's your notes that you have. If you need to take a second, pause, write them down. These two signs here that are just the little Pac-Man signs without the equal sign line underneath are less than and greater than. The regular equal to is just the equal to that you would have seen in elementary school. And then we have a less than or equal to. See how it's the less than symbol and then half of an equal sign? So what that means is it can be either less than or it can be equal to. It can fit either category. And the same thing with the other symbol is the greater than or equal to. So in order to solve these problems, we're going to turn everything into percentages. And we just talked about that in the last video. We do not need to change in our first example that 45% because it already is a percentage. But we have that 0.35. Remember, if you want to turn a number to a percentage, you move 2 towards where the percent sign would go. So this is really 35%. So 45 is greater than 35%. That wasn't so bad. All right, let's do the one below it. 9% already is a percent, so I don't need to change that one. That one checks out. But I need to change this decimal. I need to find my decimal point, move 2 away, 1, 2. A 0 goes there. Always a leading 0 in front of the decimal point. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. I turned it into a decimal. It already is a decimal. I need to turn it into a percentage. I need to move it 2 towards where the percent sign would go, 1, 2. So this becomes 90%. See how if you're not paying attention, you can make a small mistake. So 90% is greater than 9%. I want you to pause. I want you to try the other two on your own. So if I turn this 0.73 to a percent, find your decimal point, move it 2 towards where the percent sign goes, so that makes it 73%. And those end up being equal to each other. And then 5% checks out, so I don't have to change that one, but I do need to change the 0.05. So I'm going to move 2 towards where the percent sign would go. So this now becomes 5%, and these ones are equal as well. All right. So next thing we need to talk about is ordering percentages. And I set up these two vocabulary lists for you so that you can look back on it. So big to small, so that means going down or descending or decreasing. If you notice, these start with D here, and so does the word down, which matches our arrow. So that's how you can tell that those numbers go down, smaller from big to small. Now, when you go smallest to biggest, that's going to be ascending or increasing. I think of those numbers like airplane numbers. Their airplane is on the ground here, and then they start to take off into the air. So those are our ascending numbers or our increasing numbers. You can think of an airplane flying. So let's look at some examples that we have here. So the first one we have is increasing order. And increasing means going up. So that means I'm going smallest to biggest. And I need to make sure they are all percentages. This one is, the last one is, but the one in the middle is not. So I'm going to turn it to a percentage, find the decimal point 2 towards where the percent sign would go. So that gives me 50%. And I need to go now increasing, which is smallest to biggest. So I have 25%, 50%, and 29%. Well, 25% needs to come first because that's smallest. 29% would come second. And then 50% would come third, but I need to make sure that I write it in its original form, which is 0.5. And this would be your answer. Go ahead, why don't you try the descending order and unpause when you're ready to check it. So the 100% checks out, the 110% is a percent already. I need to change the one in the middle to a percentage, move 2 towards where the percent sign would go, so that makes this 105%. Descending goes down. I can see that from my notes. So I'm going to go greatest to least. My greatest one is going to be that 110%. Continuing going down, it's going to be this 105%, but I need to write it in its original form, which is 1.05. And then the last one would be 100%. So that is your answer for that last example. Don't forget, post your notes and make sure you do your exit ticket afterwards. Hope you have a great day.